Hello and welcome to this very special segment brought to you by SDB Bank on a new chapter of growth. The shareholders of Sanasa Development Bank have consented to enable FMO, SBI FMO and IFC, which is a member of the World Bank Group, to invest a total of US $22 million, or in Sri Lankan rupees 3.3 billion in the bank. We're here now to find out more about this investment from the stakeholders themselves, and we have with us right now a representative from the SBI Wen Capital Private Limited. She's an investment manager with the firm, and she's Miss Potay Parapiboon. Ms. Potay, can you tell us a little bit more about your institution?
Sure. I'm part of the SBI FMO Financial Sector Fund, and our mission is to make an investment in the financial services sector in emerging market countries in South and Southeast Asia. So the focus is to select companies with a clear vision to adopt technology and digital solution to drive growth. And our two main sponsors include FMO, which is the Dutch Development Bank, and SBI Holdings, which is Japan's leading financial services conglomerate. SBI Holdings has interests in internet-only banking and online brokerage security services. Outside of Japan, SBI is also active in partnering with large institutions like FMO and make investments focusing in financial services and financial technology.
Okay. What kind of investment has your institution made in SDB Bank?
So we made two kinds of investment. One is equity. We help the bank to increase the equity base to meet the central bank's regulatory requirements. And once they have higher capital, they can also extend the loans, and the focus of the growth will be in the SME sectors as well as micro-lending to rural population. And the second one is in the form of convertible loans. This is considered tier 2. So with a total investment amount of $9 million US, we hope that this will help the bank to grow over the next at least 3 to 5 years.
All right. This is the first time you're making an investment in Sri Lanka.
Yes.
So why did you choose Sri Lanka, and why SDB Bank in particular?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Well, as mentioned, the fund's strategy is to make investment in emerging markets. And I think Sri Lanka is very attractive. In particular, I think the economic environment has been more and more stabilizing, especially post the war. The GDP growth has been strong and consistent at more than 5% per year. The political situation has also stabilizing, as well as the inflation and the exchange rate regime are quite conducive to further economic growth. So that is why we like Sri Lanka as an investment destination. On top of that, I think Sri Lanka is quite under the radar among the international investment communities, and part of it is because the country is quite small with only 20 million population. So a lot of focus has been more in China, India, or Indonesia. But I think that creates a unique opportunity for an investment, and I think more and more investors are interested in Sri Lanka, so that will change soon. So we are proud to be one of the kind of early movers to help to capture the growth of the country. And why Sanasa in particular? I think the unique thing about Sanasa Development Bank is it has a strong shareholder base of comprising of Sanasa Movement, which is the national movement comprising more than 1 million members. So we really are very impressed about how this movement has come about, and very impressed with the leader, Dr. Kiri, and his daughter, who is the shareholder of the bank now. We are really looking forward to support the vision of Sanasa to help the rural population have access to financial services and help the entrepreneurs in the grassroots level to have access to loans and the financial products so that they can uplift their quality of life. So I think that's the main reason, and that's the unique characteristic of Sanasa Development Bank. Moreover, we believe that there is a lot of room to help innovate and modernize the bank. And as a fund, we are in a very fortunate position because we are sponsored by, SBI Holdings, which is already an operator in financial services enabled by digital. So we hope to help bridge the transfer of expertise in the innovation in the financial technology to Sanasa, so that Sanasa can reach a wider range of customers and serve the customers better.
Okay. As a well-reputed organization, I'm sure you would have conducted your research, your analysis, as well as feasibility tests about investing in this bank. So what do you see are the key strengths of SDB Bank?
Sure. Beside the Sanasa movement, as mentioned, I think I can go deeply into that. The Sanasa movement provides a very sticky deposit base and customer base for the bank. And second of all, I think the bank is very well managed. The NPL position has been lowering, and now it's below industry average. So that shows how prudent the management is in extending the credit to the customers. But the only thing that Sanasa was lacking before was the capital, because there's so much demand for the financial products at the grassroots level, and they have had impressive growth. The credit growth has been above 20% over the past few years. So they really need to replenish their capital base, and that's where we see the opportunity coming in.
Is there any specific area you would like to encourage SDB Bank to use the investment for?
Well, I think we are really supportive of SDB Bank's vision to grow into the SME sector, which we believe is very much underserved, and there's a lot of opportunities. So actually, today we had an AGM, and the charity was mentioning that there is such a large market that has been untapped. The task of Sanasa is just to create the products and services that are suitable and are tailor-made for the customers. So I think the SME focus is one thing. And the second element is the technology, as mentioned earlier. I think the Sri Lanka customers are ready to have to use technology and apply into the banking sector, for example, the online and mobile banking. As you can see, a lot of people, almost everyone here has mobile phone, but not many have a bank's account yet. So technological development in the financial services sector can help the banks, and especially Sanasa Bank, to reach out to these people that don't necessarily have bank account or are overlooked by larger banks.
Okay. As a final question, what is the future that you envision with this collaboration with SDB Bank?
Okay, so first of all, I want to mention that we are a long-term investor in the companies that we invest in. So our investment period is about 5 to 7 years, and we take a very active approach in helping to support the companies that we invest in. So I think the vision is, to continue to support the bank as a bank for the cooperative movement, and I think it's something of a national pride. So we really much looking forward to support that mission. At the same time, I think what we want to see is kind of more innovation, more digital adoption, as well as more diversification into the new segments such as the SME segment.
Thank you very much for sharing your insights with us, Ms. Potay. Ms. Potay is representing SBI Ven Capital Private Limited as its investment manager, and she was here to share her views on the collaboration between SBI and SDB Bank right here in Sri Lanka. We'll be back to talk a little bit more with the other stakeholders on this wonderful new chapter of growth for SDB Bank.